have studied the definition of the differential equations of the higher order and second order, and the notations of the differential operators, and also the solution and the types of the differential equation. Those are the homogeneous and non-homogeneous linear equations. And also we see the solution of the homogeneous linear equation, that is the solution of the homogeneous equation is equals to a complementary function. So complementary function is the solution of a homogeneous differential equation. So in the today class we are discussing the solution of non-homogeneous linear differential equation. Solution of non-homogeneous linear differential equation. So as we know that the in generally we indicate the non-homogeneous equation, that is f of d of y equal to function of x. So that we have considered as a non-homogeneous equation. So I am considering, let's consider a particular solution yp. Yp is a particular solution. Yp be a y equal to yp be a particular solution of equation 1. So here I am first before coming to the solution of the non-homogeneous, I am giving a small introduction about the particular solution and general solution here. So what is the particular solution and general solution? So in the general solution, what happened? When the general solution we will be obtained, there is an constants will be remains. Constant means like a C1, C2, like that. Constants will be remain. So I am giving an example here. Suppose you have a function f of x, or else dy by dx equal to cos x. Suppose dy by dx equal to cos x. If they told find the solution of the function. Solution of the function means integrate with respect to x. We get the solution y equal to the integral of cos is sin x plus integral constant c. So this will be the general solution which contains the constants. That is general solution. Suppose the same example is given. So y1 equal to 1 if x is equals to 0. If the condition is given together with the question, then this equation becomes y equal to 1 at x equal to 0. Sin of 0 is 0 plus c. C equal to 1. Substitute a c here, then you will get a y equal to sin x plus 1. This one is called particular solution. So that is the difference between general and particular solution. General solution means where the constants will be remains. The solution with the constant. Particular solution means a solution which is free from the constants. So there is no constants will be present in the solution. That is the difference of the general and particular solution. That is I am just explaining the basic topic here, basic content of the needed part for the solution. So that is the difference between the particular solution and general solution. So you can make a classification. In the previous we have found an arbitrary constant, in the previous we have found the solution of the homogeneous where the arbitrary constants will be present. So here we are taking the particular solution. So in generally suppose yp be a particular solution of the given non-homogeneous equation, then the equation can be written as f of d of yp equal to xi of x, because every solution should satisfy the given equation. I told it clearly in the previous class. If any two roots are present, those roots should be satisfies the given equation. Then only those are called a solution of a given equation. Suppose yp be the solution of this equation, then it should satisfy this equation. Satisfy means if you replace y by yp, then the LHS must be equal to RHS. So we are considering yp be the particular solution of this equation, means then it satisfies the given equation. So f of d of yp equal to psi of x. Now I am taking, suppose f of d of both particular plus complementary function is present. If I replace, because we have both particular solution and general solution for the given function. We have both particular and complementary functions will be there for the given equation. In that case, what is the solution? Is that the condition satisfy or not? That we have to be checked now. Suppose f of d of yc plus yp, then f of d of yc, open the bracket, plus f of d of yp. As we have derived from the previous, f of d of yc is 0 plus f of d of yp equal to xi of x. Now see here, f of d of yc plus yp is again equal to xi of x. Compare the equation 1 and this equation. Instead of y, here it is yc plus yp. F of d of y equal to xi of x. F of d of yc plus yp equal to xi of x. If f of d of y equal to xi of x, then y is the solution of the equation 1. If f of d of yc plus yp equal to xi of x, then yc plus yp is a solution of the given equation. Therefore, y equal to yc plus yp. Thus, we have considered that this equation is a solution of the equation 1. Call this one as equation 2. Therefore, 2 is a solution of equation 1. So, that equation is called a general solution. In generally, we call that as a general solution or complete solution. Complete solution of a given non-homogeneous equation. Given non-homogeneous equation. Here the particular solution yp. Here the particular solution yp is also called as particular integral. Yp is called particular integral. So that the solution of homogeneous equation is complementary function. Solution of non-homogeneous equation is complementary function plus particular integral. Pi is nothing but the particular integral. We also indicate it by yc plus yp. Cf plus pi or else yc plus yp. So, solution of the non-homogeneous linear differential equation is yc plus yp. So, all this derivation is not needed. Simply we need what is the solution of non-homogeneous and homogeneous. If you simply remember this note, that is sufficient. So, solution of homogeneous linear differential equation is equal to yc or cf, nothing but a complementary function. Similarly, solution of non-homogeneous linear differential equation is equal to yc plus yp or else complementary function plus particular integral. So now I am moving to here the complementary function plus particular integral. When we go for the solution of the homogeneous equation, we need to know the procedure of finding the complementary function. When we move to the solution of non-homogeneous equation, we need to know about the procedure of finding the complementary function plus particular integral. So that first I am moving to the complementary function here, because first we are going to solve the examples on the solution of the homogeneous equation. So that we have to move to the finding the procedure of the complementary function here. So now I am moving to finding the method of complementary function. So method of finding the complementary function. Finding the method of complementary functions. So how to find out the complementary function here? So when we have to find out the complementary function for the given equation, so the first procedure is to write down the given function f of d of y equal to 0 into a function of a d. Means f of d we have to be first write down the given function in the form of f of d of y equal to 0. Means suppose the given equation is in the form of like a d square y by dx square plus 3 dy by dx plus 2 equal to 0. You have to convert this equation into the form of f of d of y. Means replace it as d square plus 3d plus, sorry, here it is 2y plus 2 of y equal to 0. So, and from that you have to write down the f of d. So that f of d, whatever the function. So I am taking here only the second order. So you have to apply the procedure for the further order also here. D square plus a1d plus a2. First you have to write down the given equation in the form of f of d of y equal to 0, and then you have to take down the f of d. So in the second step what happened? From the f of d you have to write the auxiliary equation. You have to form the auxiliary equation. So here the auxiliary equation is also indicated by the AE also. So here from the f of d you have to write down the auxiliary equation. Auxiliary equation means wherever the d in the f of d, you have to replace it by m and you have to equate it to 0. So here it is your f of d. Replace the every d by m and then equate that to 0. That is your auxiliary equation. First you have to write down the f of d of y equal to 0, and then you have to write down the f of d. So that f of d equal to d square plus a1d plus a2, and then you have to write down the auxiliary equation. So auxiliary equation means wherever the d you have to replace it by m and then equate it to 0. After that you have to solve this auxiliary equation as by your quadratic, considering it as a quadratic. Means you have to solve this equation and you have to obtain the roots. Suppose it is quadratic, you will obtain the two values of the m. Those are called the roots. Solve this equation and then obtain a two roots. In general we are considering it as m1 and m2. So those roots will have three different types. You will obtain the roots in a three different way. One is the roots may be real and distinct. The roots may be real and distinct, like a 2, 3 or minus 1, 3, like that. Second one, the roots are real and coincident. The roots may be real and coincident. Real and coincident means roots are equal, like 1, 1 or minus 2, minus 2 or 3, 3, like that. Roots may be coincident. Coincident means roots may be equal. I am discussing only about the second order. So only we have the two roots. So only I am taking the two roots explanation. If it is a cubic equation, we get the three roots. Then we get the m1, m2, m3, maybe 2, 3, 4, minus 1, 3, 2, like that. Third case is the root may be a complex pair. The root may be a complex pair, like that. The root may be 2 plus or minus 3i or 2 minus 2 plus or minus 3i, like that. Maybe a root is in that kind also. So this kind of the examples we have in your previous semester. In the m1 there is a complex number, where that I have to completely told the how the roots will be obtained from the quadratic equation, and how we get how to simplify those quadratic equation. We discussed it thoroughly in your previous semester. Same kind is present also here. So till that the procedure is same. Either solve this we were previous semester. Finding the writing the auxiliary equation is different, but after that solving the auxiliary equation is same as it is you have solved in your previous basic part. Solving the quadratic equation same as it is, but when it is come to the cubic equation I will explain the procedure. There is a synthetic division and inspection methods will be used, but further procedure will be explained later. But before that you just have to remember the procedure, that is first you have to write down the given function in the form of f of d of y, and after that write it in the form of f of d, and after that from you have to take down the auxiliary equation. So the auxiliary equation means replace a d by m and equate it to 0, and then solve this equation. You will get the roots. The roots may be three kinds. The roots may be real and distinct, or the root may be real and coincident, or the root may be a complex pair. So three different kinds of the possibilities will be there. Now I am moving to the, till the procedure is not completed for the complementary, because we have three different kinds of the roots. In the three different ways the complementary function is different. Now the complementary function yc for these three cases is as follows. How to write down the complementary function in these three cases? Coming to the first one, here the derivation will be there, but the derivation is not important to you guys. So simply remember the formulas to write down the complementary function in these three cases. In the first case means the roots are real and distinct. When the roots are real and distinct, then your complementary function is equal to, simply I am taking first for the two roots, then I will explain for the generally. Suppose you have obtained the two roots, those are real and distinct. Then your complementary function is equal to c1 e raised to m1x plus c2 e raised to m2x. The roots must be real and the roots must be a distinct. Distinct means the roots should not be same. Two different values you have to be obtained for the m. Like here 2, 3. Both are different, means both the roots are distinct, like that. Then you have to use this formula where the m1 and m2 are not equal. So this solution is this formula is also generally we write. Also we have write it as if m1, m2, so on mn are the n real distinct roots of an nth order equation. If it is 2 order, you will get the 2 roots. If it is nth order, then will be the n roots. Distinct order equation. Then we have the complementary function is equal to c1 e raised to m1x, c2 e raised to m2x, so on cn e raised to mnx. That is the formula of the complementary function if the roots are real and distinct. When the roots are real and distinct, then the complementary function is equal to c1 e raised to m1x plus c2 e raised to m2x. That is for only the two roots. If the roots are increases as usual, then you have to increases the terms. If it is 2 roots, only 2 terms. If it is 3 roots, you have to use the 3 terms. So based on the order of the given equation, the roots will be depends. If it is the 2 order, 2 roots will be obtained and we use the 2 arbitrary constant. When it is of the 3 order equation, then 3 roots will be obtained, we use a 3 arbitrary constant. So depends on the order of the equation, we solve the roots. So that is the first first procedure to write the complementary function for the real and distinct roots. So that is the general solution of a nth order equation. Second one, suppose the roots are real and coincident. Coincident means equal. Coincident means roots are equal. So when the roots are equal, like both the roots are equal, suppose you have find the roots and both the roots are 2 2 or 1 1 or -1 -1 -2 -2, like that. If the roots are equal, then your complementary function is, suppose both the m1 and m2 is equal to m. So both m1 and m2 are equal, then your complementary function is c1 plus c2x into e raised to mx. When the two roots are equal and real, then your complementary function is equal to c1 plus c2x into bracket e raised to mx. Suppose also if m1 equal to m2 equal to m3 equal to so on equal to mn equal to m are the are the real and coincident roots of an nth order equation, then your formula to write down the complementary function is equal to c1 plus c2x plus c3x square plus c4x cube plus so on plus cn x raised to n minus 1 into bracket e raised to mx. If the three roots are equal, these three terms obtained. If the two roots are equal, these two terms obtained. If the four roots are equal, this terms obtained. Means it will be increases, so on. And every term into bracket, compulsory this bracket will be applied. If you not write down the bracket, entire solution becomes wrong. So just be careful when the roots are coincident. So you have to put the bracket and then e raised to mx. So that is the solution of the real and coincident when the roots are real and coincident. Next I am moving to the when the roots are complex pair. Third case. In the case 3, if the roots are complex pair. So you know the complex pair, as I told that complex pair means it is of the form 2 plus r minus 3i or minus 2 plus r minus 5i, like that. When the roots are complex, then how to write down the complementary function? Here I am taking the generally as a p plus r minus iq form here. When m1 and m2 are the complex pair roots, here the two roots will be present, that is one p plus iq and another one is p minus iq. Clear? Don't get confused here. This is only a one root, not. This is not only a one root. This is a combining of the two roots, that is plus 1 and then minus. Clear it is? So p plus iq, p minus iq. When the roots are complex pair, if m1 and m2 are the complex pair, if m1 and m2 are the complex pair of a roots, then p plus r minus iq is the root of a given equation. Then our complementary function is equal to, then the complementary function can be written as e raised to px into bracket c1 cos qx plus c2 sin qx e raised to px into bracket c1 cos qx plus c2 sin qx. So that is the complementary function for the complex pair of a root. In generally, suppose the roots are repeated, if p plus r minus iq p plus r minus iq, if it is goes on repeated. Suppose the two complex roots are repeated. Two complex roots means there is a p plus iq, p minus iq, p plus iq, p minus iq. Totally 4 roots will be present when the complex pairs are repeated. Then the complementary function is equal to, how to write down the complementary function when the roots are repeated. Suppose the 2 roots are repeated, then your complementary function is equal to e raised to px into bracket c1 plus c2x into cos qx plus, here already c1 and c2 arbitrary constants will be used. So keep one thing in your, you just have to remember one thing, that is when you write the solution, don't repeat the arbitrary constants. You have to take down the distinct arbitrary constants here. So c1 plus c2x, c3 plus c4x sin qx. That is your complementary function for the complex pair of roots. That is the way of writing the solution of the roots. So you just have to be remember, to find the complementary function, first you have to write down the f of d of y and then take down the f of d. From the f of d form a f of m equal to 0. Find out the roots m1, m2, so on. Based on the root you have to write down the complementary function. If the roots are real and distinct, then your complementary function is c1 e raised to m1x, c2 e raised to m2x, so on. When the roots are repeated, then your complementary function is c1 plus c2x, c3 plus cx square, so on into e raised to mx. When the roots are complex, then your roots are e raised to px into c1 cos qx plus c2 sin qx. If the roots are repeated, you have to add it, c1 plus c2x. Suppose the 3 roots are repeated, then c3 x square into cos qx. If c1, c2, c3 are used, then you have to use c4 plus c5x plus c6 x square into sin qx. So that is how to be connect a complementary function based on the roots. So that is the procedure to write down the complementary function when the roots are real and distinct, real and coincident, and when the roots are complex. So that is the procedure of writing the complementary function. So based on how to apply these formulas, particularly how to apply these formulas to the respected roots. So you just have to see some example based on the how to apply these complementary function. So before going to the directly the solution of homogeneous, some examples we have discussed in the next session. We discuss some example on the writing the complementary function.